Hey team, so today I'm very excited to be here giving you a quick overview and unboxing of the brand new Seafrog Salted line series housing for the Sony FX3 and FX30 cameras. Here we go. So here it is, the Seafrog's Salted line FX3 housing. It's really exciting to see it in the flesh because I've been speaking to Seafrogs about this for a long time, and boy does it feel good. It's solid, it's got access to all of the functions of the Sony FX3 camera and FX30 with the exception of the touch screen, and that's so useful when you're in the water. If the conditions are changing, you want to shoot in a slightly different way, you want to step down your aperture, or perhaps you're thinking I want to shoot some 100 frames or something like that. You can easily do that with this housing, which is not that easy to do with some other housings, I will say, because some of them just have plain backs and you have to set it and forget it when you go in the water and just hope that the conditions don't change. And if you live anywhere like me in Cornwall, you know that the conditions can rapidly change. So having a housing where you can't change the settings of your camera in the water is just not as useful. There are a few key updates on this housing from the original FX3 housing that they brought out a little while ago. One of the main ones that you'll notice straight away when you turn it around is that the screen here is so much bigger than the old version. So it's really easy to see your screen, a lot easier in the water than it will be with the old one. So that's a really, really key update. If you look, compared to this one, it is a whole heap bigger. So I think that's gonna make a really, really big difference when you're actually in the sea. One of the other things that I've noticed is the change in position of the shutter button, which is now in a kind of traditional style on the right hand side, which I actually really like because that's what I'm used to from my old ones. The other Seafrog's housing for the FX3 that is right here, here's one I prepared earlier, has got a different style that you can access from having a tray handle on, but this one is designed specifically to have the Salted line handle, the trigger handle on the bottom that I haven't put on yet, but I will as soon as I get it prepared to go in the sea. So this is the old one. As you can see, it's got a lot smaller screen, and this is the new one. Other differences between this and the old housing, yeah, there's a few. So the buttons on this have got 50%, according to Seafrog's, harder springs. So when I've been having a sort of compare side by side, you can really feel the difference in how hard it is to press the buttons in. So it is a lot harder, 50% harder potentially, to be able to push the buttons in, which I actually think is a really good thing, because when you're in the surf, you don't want to be able to accidentally push the buttons in, or if it, you know, comes against your chest or something like that. If the buttons aren't stiff enough, then you may accidentally end up changing your settings, changing your functions, and that's a real pain. So yeah, so far so good. One of the other big changes is that it has access at the top to the HDMI port of your camera through this little addition of a port here, which means you can actually mount an external monitor to the housing. So wouldn't recommend just mounting your external monitor to the housing without also having a waterproof case for that, but you can get those. Seafrogs, I don't think have one yet, but I'm going to inquire and find out if they're wanting to bring one out, because that would be so cool to have. Imagine like a 5-inch monitor on top of your camera when you're in the water would be epic. I know you can get them from other brands, but Seafrogs, I don't think have one yet. I'm sure since they've made this port, it feels maybe that they will. So that's pretty exciting. So as I mentioned earlier, another big difference is that on the base of the camera, you have the option to add the trigger handle, which is really cool. And I know any of you surfers out there and anyone who does surf photography always sees people with the trigger handle on the base of the camera, which means you can have it on one arm, nice and extended, while you're trying to, you know, get a wide angle of someone in the barrel, or you're just trying to swim out. It basically gives you a lot of control from one handle. In the same way that I like having the tray handle on that one, having the trigger handle on this is something that just gives that extra level of comfort in the surf, and also keeps it small while also being able to have all your function and still have a really good grip and good control of the camera, which I think is really, really cool. One of the other things that I would like to point out with this is it's rated down to 40 meters, which is 130 feet. So you can go pretty deep with this camera as well, which is really exciting. In general, a lot of the stuff on this is just, there's small changes. There's small changes between this and the other one. For example, some of the dials are a little bit smaller on the outside. I think this is the zoom dial. And this dial, I think, does your aperture. I'll double check on that one. But it is a lot smaller actually than the one on this housing, as you can see, which is quite big. But I think, again, this one is designed to be used with a tray handle. This one is designed to be used with the classic trigger pistol grip. So yeah, I'm gonna be taking this out in the water this week. I'm gonna get some real testing behind it. I'm gonna hopefully shoot some exciting waves if we get good surf in Cornwall here. First things first, I'll be testing it in the water, because before you take your new housing in the water, you test it in the bath, because we do not want leaks on our nice cameras. I will obviously be putting a port on it. I don't know if I'm going to put a flat port or a dome port on it yet. I will have a little see. Sea Frogs have sent me both, so I'm quite excited to try those out. I've got the glass dome port, and I've got a flat port for my 24-70 as well. So I'll be testing out both of those in good time, and I will bring you a full update on those in the future. But for now, this has been my unboxing and brief overview of the Sea Frogs brand new salted line housing for the FX3 camera. So stay tuned for the next video, which will be a review of this housing in the water, and we'll have a little check of the footage. I'll let you know how I got on in the sea with it, and we'll come back to my final thoughts. If you can't wait to get your hands on one now, then please use my code, which is Ben Battell, and it's in the description below, and that gives you a discount off your next Sea Frogs housing. Anyway, till the next one. Cheers, team.